Hi friends, I received few requests for a video on how I made backgrounds that I showed in my Team Tiny Hop, and this is one of the cards. The other one I already mailed, so I can't show it to you, but the background was made quite the same way. So these are the two Nuvo mousses that I used, and I also used the Mica mist spray, and I also used gloss sprays. I have only those three colors. The black and the gold are metallics, and then the white one. And here I'm giving you a closer look. And I also used this stencil. So in this video I will try to recreate this same background. Oh, and this is a small blending sponge that I used for the embellishment mousse. So for the background, the paper what I used is this really inexpensive watercolor paper, which is thin, but it has this lovely texture, and I'm trying to show you. So first I take a little bit of the Nuvo embellishment mousse and I smoosh it onto my glass mat, and I add some water on it, and then I just press my watercolor paper onto it. I spread some more water and do the same for the other one. And then I clean my mess, and now I use the mica spray, just a little bit, and I always wipe the nozzles so it won't clog. Then I add a little bit more water to make it more spread around, and here it felt like it needed a little bit more. And here I'm adding another sparkle spray, and I didn't expect to be such strong color, and I had it all over the place, but that's okay. I just take a paintbrush and I spread it around so it's not this giant blob. Once everything is dry, I will add again a little bit from the mousse. Really small amount, and I will add water to it, and then I will use the sponge and blend it on the white areas. It doesn't need to be perfect, and I don't even need to cover the edges of the paper, because anyway I will be trimming these panels down. And I do the same for the second one. If you have any requests or wishes what I can show you, just feel free to leave me a comment. I will be more than happy to make a video, because I don't have so many crafting supplies or all the latest and newest, and I'm also a beginner, so any idea is really appreciated. Here I'm taking dye that is the same size as my card base, which is A6 European size, and I'm just outlining with a pencil. And now I will use the stencil. For my previous cards I used mainly the circles, and I will do that for one of the panels, and I will use the other embellishment mousse. So I again take a small scoop of it and add water a little bit, but I think it went a little bit too much, so I had to add again more from the mousse. And I will apply it again with my blending sponge through the stencil. And you will see that I have a little bit more water than needed, so it spread more, but it's okay because it will be covered in the end. And this background, nothing is perfect in it, everything is so messy looking. So I add that pattern on the other side and one more circle, and then with the rest of the mousse I just take another scrap piece of watercolor paper with, I think I have tried some other mica mist spray, and so now I have this whole pattern on it, and I think I can make 2 cards out of it, but that will be later. For the other background I used texture paste through this Tonic Studios stencil. It's coming from older craft kit, and I couldn't decide how to add on the other side of the panel this pattern, so it took me a while to decide. And then I clean up my stencil right away. Once I had everything dry, I took my gloss sprays and using the gold one, which I will have the name on the screen. I don't have them right in front of me at the moment, but I made few splatters and droplets, and now with the, I think this is medieval. It looks like dark blue, but it dries black, and here I'm showing you somehow similar. For the other one I went with splatters only, just adding the medieval and the white, and I will put them aside to dry. And now I am trimming them down a little bit more, just along my pencil marks, but later I will trim them more down. And here I pulled my small box where I keep some stamped images or some already covered one. From these florals I used the one that I have started covering, and then for the other one I was thinking maybe I can use this coffee mug, but then I found some of my watercolored flowers that I sometimes do when I have leftover paints on my palette's lid and I want to close it, but I don't want to waste the paints, so I make some free-handed florals. Here is the full flower covered, and because I couldn't remember what colors I used, I went over it with these ones, and I decided to use a vellum strip and also sentiment in finish. I need to fill my stash of cards with finish sentiments because I gave away most of my cards, and I hope you don't mind that I'm using a different than English language for my cards. The sentiment means all the best or like all good, and I will add a sub-sentiment to you. Then I also found these die cut leaves that I thought it will be nice to add. And for the other one, I will use this frame from black cardstock, and I have sprayed it with the medieval gloss spray. And for both of the cards, I will use the black cardstock as a matte. And here I was watching the TV, it was on, and my family was watching a movie, and the TV is next to my craft table, and I forgot that I wanted to add the vellum strip wrapped around the panel, but that's okay. For my card that I made previously, I used stamp with 3 small hearts, and I had randomly stamped it all around. But for this one I decided to use dots instead, and I was still going to use the vellum strip, and I will arrange everything off camera. That is the die set that I used. And for the second card, I will just adhere the frame and then arrange the flowers and the leaves. And here I'm just snipping off the leaf so I can arrange my elements a bit better. And for the sentiment, I thought I will use some of the sentiments from this Simon Says stamp set, but in the end I used a different one. And these Nuvo gems, I wanted to use black ones, but I didn't have, so I sprayed the gloss spray on them to make them dark. And here is the card, the first card assembled with some more sparkle on it. I used the clear wing of Stella for the flower. And here is the other one. I just put a stamped and die cut congrats on it and the gems. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm open to any suggestions. If you have something in mind, what would you like to see? Have a nice day. Bye.